Last time on Bluelock Season 2. As the game heads into its final phase, Sei decides to kick into full throttle as he starts single-handedly running through the entire Bluelock team. Rin, knowing his brother best out of everyone, becomes the final defense for Bluelock as he completely changes his playstyle for the sake of winning, saving Bluelock on multiple occasions. After Asagi clears a nail-biting clincher from Shido, saving Bluelock's neck, Rin finally loses it as he shifts his mind towards annihilating everyone, rather than just his older brother. Will Rin's new ambitions and Bluelock succeed? Or are Sai and the under-20 still too much of an ask for him and Bluelock? Stay tuned to find out in the season finale. The final episode kicks off with Rin going into complete berserk mode, with only 2 minutes now left on the clock. The whistle blows, and Hiyori thinks about the next best possible pass that will produce a goal when Rin rushes past him, tongue out and his mindset locked in. His first victim is Neru, the beady-eyed U20 defender known for his quickness. Rin fakes Neru towards the left and quickly changes up by moving to the right, which puzzles him as he crushes his first target. Next up is Darai, the under-20's tattooed monk who specialized in getting behind his opposition. Rin passes the ball to Asagi and asks for a return pass right next to Darai. Darai tries to get behind him, but suddenly finds himself unable to do so because of Rin's hand on his shoulder, preventing him from shifting. Down half of the under-20 defensive quartet, Rin comes across the brutish Kazuma, aka the Doberman, who used his superior strength to subdue his enemies. Rin decides to face the Titan head-on, openly inviting him to use his physical abilities against him. Kazuma does exactly that, but gets caught off guard as Rin brushes beneath him, using his force against him, and successfully beats him as well. Ego claims that Rin had now entered the flow state as he, contrary to his brother's style of beautiful destruction, forced his opponents to bring out their best moves and used those to crush them with. Aiku, using his internal analyzer, sees how much Rin had leveled himself up in such a short span. He tries to weigh his chances of stopping him, but gets shocked when he isn't able to predict where Rin was going with this attack. That's when Shido comes charging out and starts pressing Rin, slowing down his speed. Aiku starts seeing the odds of them holding him down here rise up to 50%. Bent on crushing everyone, Rin runs steadfast towards his goal, while Aiku secretly hopes he would show him the potential of being the next best striker. Rin performs a flawless shoot feint, then quickly reverts to his right to take the shot. Aiku, despite falling for the feint, still manages to pounce back and stick his foot out to block the shot but misses. The ball storms through, but unfortunately ricochets off the right post. Sei catches the rebound and lets out a sigh of disappointment at, in his opinion, the half-heartedness shown by his brother. With just 1 minute of additional time added to the clock, it's a race against time now, literally. Sei starts what could possibly be the final counter of the match and starts doing to Bluelock exactly what his little brother had previously done to his team. He beats a charging, raging Baru first, followed by the elite touch of Nagi. Karasu decides to take the under-20 beast on himself to give the others time to cover all possible players Sai could pass to. Stakes higher than ever before now, the two Itachi brothers face off. As if the rest of the world had shut out around them, the brothers could only hear each other at that point. Sei repeatedly disregards Rin's abilities and potential as he finally sticks the final nail in the coffin by calling Rin out for not being able to play soccer without using him as a driving force. Stuck in his brother's shadow his whole life, Rin makes up his mind to break out of that, as he reminds himself of who he was. The star egoist of Bluelock, Itachi Rin. Their matchup finally begins, and the two brothers go for each other's throats from the get-go. Neck and neck, and with the odds looking like they could end up in either one's favor, the brothers duke it out. Then, all of a sudden, as he attempts to beat Rin with a behind-the-leg back heel, Sei gets left dumbfounded, as Rin finally manages to one-up his brother by getting his foot on the ball and clearing it. The ball soars over the heads of the under-20 defense, with even Aiku not managing to grab it. It seems out of reach of everyone but one. One player can be seen chasing restlessly after it as he gets in range and leaps for a volley. It's Asagi, the relatively average member of Bluelock, now moments away from the ultimate glory. Asagi rips a cannon loose with this kick as he sends it flying towards the goal. Time seems to slow down as the keeper extends his hand out to block the shot. He is unsuccessful, and Asagi's super direct shot clutch goal settles the debate regarding who'll win this highly anticipated exhibition match. Bluelock beat the Japanese under-20 by 4-3 as the whole world practically loses it over the sensational goal Asagi had just scored, with even Ego clenching his fist, showing more emotion than he had before. Asagi gets dogpiled by the entire Bluelock team while Shido goes up to Sei, questioning his decisions in the last play. Sei justifies his actions by saying that him taking the ball through and handing it over to Shido was the only possible option they had left with such little time left on the board. Shido calls this a mistake on Sai's part and considers it his goal, racking his tally up to 3, which was the condition Sai put forth to exchange their social media. Aiku walks up to Asagi to congratulate him. Asagi had 3 things he needed to accomplish in order to get his goal in: get into Aiku's blind spot, reach a spot he could take his direct shot from, and believe Rin's trance state would devour Sei. He had been looking for all 3 conditions the whole match, and once they finally aligned, he got his goal. Aiku takes his glove off and shakes Isagi's hand, admitting defeat and congratulating Bluelock on their victory. Meanwhile, Sai goes up to his brother and tells him he was wrong about there being no worthy striker. As Rin's eyes glimmer with hope that his brother had finally acknowledged him, that hope quickly shatters as Sai names Isagi that striker who could change the future of Japanese soccer. Asagi then gets pushed into an interview where he hesitates, finding it difficult to find any words at first. But after getting asked about his aspirations moving forward, his entire demeanor changes, and he answers boldly that he wants to win the Under-20 World Cup up next. Asagi then changes his answer a little and says he wants to lead Japan to victory in the World Cup. A little later, as the boys are freshening up in the locker room, Ego enters. He congratulates his diamonds in the rough first and foremost, and then goes on to say their journey wasn't over yet. He planned to create the best striker among them who would lead Japan to victory in the World Cup, so they better brace themselves for that. As he leaves them amped up for the future, Henri then hypes the boys even further by allowing them to stuff themselves at tonight's feast. As they follow her to the dining hall, Asagi pauses and goes up to Rin, who'd been quiet all this time. Asagi tells him he couldn't have accomplished his goal with his help in subduing Sai and calls the goal a shared one. Rin shuts Asagi up and tells him he was now his rival and should prepare himself since he was going to be out for his blood. Asagi takes the challenge head on, as it sparks excitement within him as well. Simultaneously, Ego gets approvals from the world's top brass in soccer and decides to set in motion the Bluelock Project's Phase 2, Neo-Egoist League. Right before the episode concludes, we see a mystery man with a flower tattoo on his neck, declaring to put Bluelock in their place. Stay connected, like and subscribe for more fun recaps on One and Only Endless Recaps.